Well, this is Farm Boy Fishing Adventures, and the plan today was to go out onto a pretty big river, do a little fly fishing, but we've had a few storms this last little bit here, so the water's really high and really murky. So we found a nice little spring creek here behind me. It's even a little high and a little murky, but should be good. We've also put away the fly rod for today. We're going to try the spinning rod with a little Mepps spinner here, silver, size 2. Tied on with a non-slip loop. Hopefully, single hook there, barbless. Should get us a few fish today, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Okay, got a nice little brown on. Come out from under this bush behind me and pop the lure right there. Nice guy. Well, here's another one. About the same size. Nice little brown. Look at that guy. Perfect. Beautiful colors on him. How about that? Couple of mule deer just chilling out right here. Really not that afraid. Huh. Hey, buddy. So all I'm doing today, I normally fly fish, so my spinning fishing's maybe a little out of it, but I'm just walking down this creek, which is a little unusual. Normally I like to go upstream. The fish, especially trout, their bodies kind of naturally will hold themselves in water that moves about 1 foot per second. They don't got to use any energy, just the biomechanics and the shape of their body just holds them in that water. So that's what they really like, is just kind of 1 foot per second water, which is probably about how fast this stuff is moving here if you look at the foam. It just holds them right there in place and they don't got to spend a ton of energy. So that's why I like to approach from downstream, working my way upstream, because they're facing forwards, right? Their face is up that stream, holding itself in place. So if you can creep up behind them, there's less chance of you being seen by them and then spooking the fish. Today I'm just going downstream because it's kind of what I have to do. So what I'm doing is I'm just walking along looking for pockets that I think the fish will be in. Up ahead there's a kind of, it's not a beaver dam, but just a clog of some logs and rocks and stuff that has created a bit of a ripple. And that's often where you'll find a lot of trout, is they can hide in below those ripples because it's hard for predators like birds to see them. So they'll hunker down in there. This looks a little shallow, but I'm hoping that it's kind of chewed the bottom up a little further down and created a little deep area. You don't need too deep to find the trout. They don't go down to 20 feet in a river, so you really don't need to find the deepest spots, but those little ripples with a little bit of a chewed out depth area will hide them really well. So they'll hide in there. So as I'm walking, I'm looking for spots like that. I'm trying to find that, and that's where I'm gonna fish. Right here, if you look, water's moving about the right pace, like I said, but it's really wide and really shallow. There's nowhere for them to hide. There's nowhere tucked under the banks for them to dip into. There's no ripples to hide under. There's no rocks. There's no cover. There's nothing for them to hide. So if there's a fish sitting somewhere in here, a bird's going to pick it off or a bigger fish is going to pick it off. So they're not going to hide as much in here. So you can find these long, straight, wide stretches of the river, and as long as you know there's no deep pockets there or rocks or logs or anything, you can pretty much skip them. So like I said, I'm going downstream. On this one, I'm going to kind of dart into these trees here, sneak around the back so the fish don't see me, and see if I can find a spot in there that the fish might be hiding in. So here's the back side to those ripples now. A little more of a distance, I thought, for the current there. Guess there's just a big drop in altitude on the river here, but this is, like I said, it's created a nice little pocket here. You can see here it starts to shallow up, but in here is probably about 4 to 5 feet deep at the deepest here. But the key is these ripples feed in, provide them a little bit of cover, the depth provides them a little bit of cover, and then this bank's cut away too because it's on a curve. So they've got that bank to tuck up into, and with that there should be some fish in here. Not always, but for the most part this is going to be your best bet for finding a fish. All I'm doing with the spinner is, and this is part of the reason why I also like to just walk upstream instead of downstream like I'm doing today, is I cast it way upstream, far as I can, and then I reel it back to me just slightly faster than the current, so that creates that spin on the lure. And what that does is it imitates kind of a bait fish or a minnow or something, swimming right back down the current straight to the fish. And like I said, because they're facing upstream, they got to pick if they're going to eat that or not, and they'll lunge at it and bite on right away. I just got done explaining how this pool might have some fish tucked down in it, and we've got a pretty good one on, so I'll show you him here. Just landed this guy, probably, I don't know, 15, 16 inches. Pretty nice trout. He come out of this depth back here and just shot up and rifled in at the lure as it came downstream to him. So we'll let him go. Well, it's starting to rain and to do a little bit of thunder and lightning too, so I think that means it's time to head home. I'm hoping to get a few more videos like this put out. I'm upgrading. Oh, yeah, there's the thunder. I'm hoping to upgrade kind of my camera here. It's a knockoff GoPro. It's not a real GoPro, so it has some issues with times. For some reason it just doesn't like to film more than 3 minutes at a time, and then it just randomly says it's out of memory when there's plenty of memory left. So I'm hoping to get a different chest piece mount for my old phone, and hopefully then I'll have a few more videos that are a little better and I can explain a little more of what I'm doing, just like I did today. And yeah, I'm sure I'll do a little more spinner fishing on some spring creeks like this one, especially when there's rainstorms like this that are going to blow out all the big rivers. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll try to give a few more pointers in those ones and explain what I'm doing a little better. And yeah, thanks for watching.